Good morning and welcome to Friday morning, and it is October the 29th today, and we move on to looking at right worship. Right worship. This is from Matthew chapter 5, verses 23 and 26. Still, this whole book is about going through the Sermon on the Mount and living out the Sermon on the Mount. Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to them, then come and offer your gift. Settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still together on the way, or your adversary may hand you over to the judge, and the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. Truly I tell you, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. Again, right worship, Matthew 5:23 through 26. In this section, they give us a number of authors. F.B. Meyer is here, a little lengthy for our reading. We're going to jump to George MacDonald, a Scottish pastor who turned author. You may know a particular book of his. I read then in this parable that a man had better make up his mind to be righteous, to be fair, to do what he can to pay what he owes in any and all the relations of life, all the matters, in a word, wherein one man may demand of another or complain that he has not received fair play. Arrange your matters with those who have anything against you, while you are yet together and things have not gone too far to be arranged. You will have to do it, and that under less easy circumstances than now. Putting it off is no use. You must. The thing has to be done. There are means of compelling you. Now it turns into a conversation back and forth. I hope I can make it clear as which part is which. In this affair, however, I am in the right. If so, very well for this affair. But I have reason to doubt whether you are capable of judging righteously in your own cause. Do you hate the man? No, I don't hate him. Do you dislike him? I can't say I like him. Do you love him as yourself? Oh, come. No one does that. Then no one is to be trusted when he thinks, however firmly, that he is all right and his neighbor all wrong in any matter between them. But I don't say I am all right and he is all wrong. There may be something to urge on his side. What I say is that I am more in the right than he. This is not fundamentally a question of things. It is a question of condition, of spiritual relation and action towards your neighbor. If in yourself you were all right towards him, you could do him no wrong. Let it be with the individual dispute as it may, you owe him something that you do not pay him. As certainly as you think he owes you something, he will not pay you. He would take immediate advantage of me if I owned that. So much the worse for him. Until you are fair to him, it does not matter to you whether he is unfair to you or not. I beg your pardon. It is just what does matter. I want nothing but my rights. What can matter to me more than my rights? Your duties? Your debts? You are all wrong about the thing. It is a very small matter to you whether the man give you your rights or not. It is life or death to you whether or not you give him his. Whether he pay you what you count his debt or no, you will be compelled to pay him all you owe him. If you owe him £1 and he you £1,000,000, you must pay him the £1, whether he pay you the $1,000,000 or not. There is no business parallel here. If, owing you love, he gives you hate, you owing him love, have yet to pay it. A love unpaid you, a justice undone you, a praise withheld from you, a judgment passed on you without judgment, will not absolve you of the debt of a love unpaid, a justice not done, a praise withheld, a false judgment passed. These uttermost farthings, not to speak of such debts as the world itself counts grievous wrongs, you must pay him whether he pay you or not. We have a good while given us to pay, but a crisis will come. Comes soon after all, comes always sooner than those expected who are not ready for it. A crisis when the demand unyielded will be followed by prison. The same holds, now a commentary basically, the same holds with every demand of God. By refusing to pay, the man makes an adversary who will compel him, and that for the man's own sake. If you or your life say, I will not, then he will see to it. There is a prison, and the one thing we know that prison is that that its doors, let me read that sentence again. There is a prison, and the one thing we know about that prison is that its doors do not open until entire sanctification is rendered, the last farthing paid. Hopefully I read that well enough that you caught the problem. One person seemed justified in their own eyes that they were, if not 100% right, they were mostly right. And so they believed that it was the other person's fault that they had to pay up. And until they pay up, I'm not paying up. But for the follower of Jesus, as our author puts in such clear dialogue, doesn't matter what he does. It matters what you do. It matters how you respond. We can never justify ourselves because we feel that we've done more than another, or been better than another, or are more right than another. All that we can do is what we're responsible for. Those are awakening words for many, I think, for me included, a refreshing of that thought. I am not responsible for what the other person does. I am responsible for what I do. That's righteousness. That's what the kingdom looks for from us. That's what right worship is. If you begin to worship and yet know there's something you need to straighten out, then go straighten it out. Blessings to you today. Blessings to all of us. May we live that out.